Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Oh my! Come on, chair. Cooperate a little bit here. Hope you guys can hear me. I know you can see me because I can see you. I wanted to make a video this morning because I got some time. This morning, I was thinking I wanted to make a personable message to you guys and really try to get your attention and steal it for a second and tell you that, no matter what we're going through, I go through them myself quite often, those times when things get, tough, and I'm here to tell you that on the other side of those tough times, those hardships and the heartaches and the ups and downs and the slips and trips, and when we come onto the other side and we really realize that we needed to go through it, I know it's hard to think like that, but think about every hardship as a lesson. Think about every hardship as a responsibility. Think about every up, down, win, loss. Think of it as your duty to pay attention to those things, right? So when we come into recovery, we're not going to win all the time. We're going to have very few wins and probably more losses than wins. But the one win that you can hang your hat on is sobriety, right? It's recovery. It's thinking outside your normal limitations that we put on ourselves in our own life, right? I can't do this. I coulda, shoulda, did this. Oh man, this and that. I don't think like that. Oftentimes, for me, I go day by day, and that gets me in trouble sometimes too, because I've gotten it down to a point now where I sometimes just disregard or forget what's going on, coming up, because I'm so focused on the day at hand. And when we do that, we come to recognize that there is a way of taking responsibility. Whether it's a win or a loss, we look at that as a growth opportunity, right? And as I sit out here today, this morning, I know there's cars rolling by and it might be a little noisy, but the sun is out. And that's important, because today I got some appointments that I got to make and some other things that I got to do, and that sun really helps in the warm temps. And I think like that in my recovery. I think about like the sun being an asset to us, obviously, right? It grows our food, it keeps us warm, it comes up every day, it's dependable, it's always there, right? It's no matter what, it's always there, right? That is what our recovery can be like too, if we rely on a power greater than us, right? That divine design. It's always there. It's never going to fail us. It's always going to supersede or exceed our expectations or anything that we put on it in our humanly or fleshly desires or ways or means or wants or all that stuff. It's immune to that, right? It's immune to all of our little tweakings and our little this and that mishaps, and it'll roll with the punches with us, because there's just it's indescribable. It's indescribable. I cannot describe it. There's a divine presence in my life that has shown me that if we start to believe, have faith, care, be committed, dedicate yourself, be honorable, loyal, ethical, moral, be somebody with a backbone, say what you're going to do and do what you say what you mean and mean what you say, and don't go even behind your own back and do things, because that's a telltale sign that we're not working a good recovery program, when we can't be honest with ourselves and we're still trying to skirt around the rules. And the rules are abstinence from the things, substances, behaviors, ways, and means that got us, abstinent from the things, substance, behaviors, ways, and means that got us into this hardship in the beginning. And so when we look at general recovery, we think about surrender, acceptance, forgiveness, service, and the ability to live in reprieve from that substance, whether it's a drug or a drink, every day. Tomorrow will take care of itself. We're not living in tomorrow. We're not awake in tomorrow. We're not present and looking around into tomorrow. We don't know what tomorrow holds. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery. We come into the middle of that, we separate it, and this is what we have for today. So we wake up, We have our day, and then we go to bed. And this is an ample opportunity for a reset, right? For a spiritual reset, for a physical reset, for an emotional reset. Because when you get some sleep and you wake up the next day, you feel a little bit better. If you got an ongoing issue with somebody, or a problem, or an ongoing component in your life that isn't letting you live joyfully from day to day, then you got to conquer or be committed to trying to solve that, or finding a solution to that problem. And sometimes that problem, my friends, can be a relationship, it can be a drug, it can be a substance, it could be a behavior, a pattern. And if you want to live a better life, then recognize that that's not helping you do that, and get rid of it. Separate yourself from the behavior. Separate yourself from the repercussions of the behavior, right? And say, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to feel shitty. I don't want to feel crappy. I don't want to feel like I don't have things under control, because I know that in a perfect world, in God's world, God would have me control, my recovery, and help me with that. And we're not just loosey-goosey with it. We're not just totally just pissing into the wind. We can't. We have to be dedicated. We have to find stability. We have to find a support system. We have to go to meetings. We have to refine our program to the degree that it works. And then when it works, you'll have the inspiration to hopefully share it with others, and perhaps maybe other people will find their recovery indeed because of your story, or because of what you shared, or your presence online, or who knows what it might be. It just might be that you're meant to help your family and be a good dad, or a good mom, or a good spouse, or a good husband, or a good wife, or a good son, daughter, that sort of thing. And I had some stuff written down, but honestly, for me, I said pretty much all that I wanted to say in this video. I really think that the last couple of days we've been talking about acceptance and forgiveness, and it's no wonder why we're talking about those two subjects, is because I need those things in my life. I need acceptance. I need forgiveness. I need to display and exhibit acceptance and forgiveness, and hopefully by talking about these things and working through what we have on this program, that we'll succeed, and we'll find a way at the other end. And so, life isn't always all about hardships. Most of my life has been, I would say, most of my adult life, besides the last 15 years, has been a hardship. I wouldn't say all of my childhood was a hardship, but most of it was pretty tough. Single mom, addicted, boyfriends and different things, and moving and different schools. I think I figured out, I think I went to like 12 or 15 different schools. And that might seem like a lot, but I moved around a lot, and there was a lot of opportunities for me to go to different schools, especially elementaries. Went to St. Michael, went to Albertville, went to Monticello, I went to Buffalo for kindergarten, I went to Big Lake, I went to Elk River, I went to Rogers, I went to Warren, I went to school in Kentucky. I mean, the list goes on and on. And I've also been in foster care in Roseau, Minnesota, and Warroad, and there was another place that I was in foster care. And so, I'm here to tell the tale. I'm here to tell you that you can do this, whether you're in foster care, whether you've been abused, neglected, up, down, all around. Hey, we're here for you. I'm here for you, and I know that we're not going to always attract the best people in this recovery sphere, if you'll say, the realm, because not a lot of people are ready to commit to that, and they're not ready to hit it full on. I've had to go feet first, head first rather, into this program, and I had to, because I was going to die, because the doctor told me when I quit drinking 6 years ago that if I took another drink that I could die, and I took that seriously. And when I went in front of the judge 14 years ago, and I told the judge that I had changed, and that I went to treatment when my sentencing came up, and I was changed, and I went to treatment and completed treatment, and I have a child on the way, and I've changed my ways, I never had to look back after that point. I told myself and made a commitment, and I haven't had to go back. And so, hey, yay for me, right? Yay, awesome, woohoo! But it took a lot of work. It took a lot of dedication, a lot of commitment on my part. A lot of, I worked at Hardee's for crying out loud. I took menial jobs early in my recovery because I didn't know anything else to do, right? So I didn't want to work at Hardee's for the rest of my life, and luckily and thankfully I didn't. But that's life. You have to go through some of these things to get to the other side. And who cares what people think? Who cares if people look at you and say, you're flipping burgers at an Arby's? Who cares? That's not really their life or anything for them to say anything to you. You'll progress. You'll get up, and you'll move on from fast food, and you'll move on to the next best thing. And a lot of times when I talk on this channel and this recovery program, it is dependent on us making the right decision the majority of the time. But when we don't make the right decision, it's going to be okay, because we're going to learn from that lesson, and God's never going to give us too much that we can handle. And that's a huge component to all this, is because I think people, I get so excited. People oftentimes get so passionate and so into wins and having wins and getting time and commemorating the time and oh, I got 2 months and 2 months. Well, if we're hit with a relapse or a slip or a trip, that 2 months can go away very quickly. So we have to learn not to put so much stock into what we have, and so much as to try to work on what we're gonna gain, right? And what we want to gain is more time in sobriety. So we have to practice our day-to-day recovery program, right? Our steps, our principles, our formula, and that could be a number of different things. But first, you're going to want to learn how to accept, surrender, forgive, and you'll learn how to be of service in those ways and means later. Because once you refine your recovery and you get those things under control, and you can say this, then maybe you're ready for some service, and then God will pop a couple people into your life, and you'll be helping other people before you know it. Those people are helping other people, and there you go. Your story has helped change hopefully somebody's, and perhaps somebody's life. I mean, that's an amazing thing to think about, that your actions or your behavior or your choices could affect other people. Indeed they do, but perhaps maybe even more so in recovery, because people are looking for this way. It means to stay out of trouble, stay out of drugs, alcohol, the bad ways, stinking thinking and all that. And they see a guy like myself, but I'm not perfect, you guys. I do share my ills and wills and cares, concerns, my ups, my downs, my wins and losses. I come on here and I share pretty much everything with you guys, because I think that there's an avenue forward in honesty and transparency. And I think a lot of people tend to sense when people are being genuine, and that's when you can really connect with people, is when you're being genuine, and they sense that, because that's when you're gonna collect people, and people are gonna collect you, and you're gonna lean on them, they're gonna lean on you, because when somebody's being honest, you can tell, right? And so for me, when somebody's being dishonest, I can kind of tell that too. So it's kind of like skirting around and trying to keep the most honest people you can in your life, and trying to be the most honest person you can. And that was one of the things I had written down, was honesty. Because for me, I got to be honest with myself that I'm not always going to be perfect, and it's not always going to work out. And when it doesn't work out, I got to just accept it, and I got to roll with it, because I cannot control everything. I can only control my behavior, my choices, and those types of things. And so when we do that, we're off to the races. Amen. Whew. Good 13 minutes of some good talk this morning. I'm gonna get going. I got some appointments I gotta make today, and I got a vehicle that I gotta get fixed, and I'm back to work tomorrow. I'm not feeling 100% today, but I'm also not feeling too bad, so I'm gonna keep moving. The sun's out. It's gonna be in the 60s and 70s today, which is exciting. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep moving, and I'm gonna edit this video and get it out this morning, so you guys can enjoy and be inspired today to live another day in recovery, and to not give up. And don't give up, because this all is contingent on our attitude, our wisdom, our know-how, our experience. We got to collect all that and put it together and combine it like in a blender, and then what you get is your smoothie. And that smoothie is going to be good sustenance for you, good spiritual sustenance. So put good things in your smoothie today, and blend it up, and get it in you, and go out and present the world with the new you, with a bright-eyed, fresh, eager, determined, committed person in recovery. And I'll catch you on the next one. God bless. I love you.